Hello everyone, welcome to another week with Apex Forex Academy. So this is going to be our weekly outlook for this week. We're looking at Euro USD, Pound USD, Gold, and US dollar. But before we do that, we'll start from DXY. Let's set the tone for the week and see what's really happening on the US index. So quickly, this is the weekly time frame. As we can see here, price has pushed back into a valid demand zone. But overall, just looking at this, you can tell that the DXY has been heavily bullish in the past few months. In fact, since last year, we've been seeing massive bullish pressure to the upside. Now, from the monthly time frame, I marked up 111 level as the next possible level where price is going to come to. That's the key zone where I'm expecting price to draw to. Now, you can see that price tapped into this demand zone here rather, and we experienced a massive push to the upside. So let's break this lower to see what's happening to see it clearly on the lower time frame. So this is the daily time frame. This is that tap into that demand zone, then a massive buy to the upside. Now, if we see clearly here, the DXY has again broken structure to the upside. We broke this last high here, and we can see some massive bullish pressure um, that's still occurring here. But if we look at it clearly, we have some zones that we can mark up here in case price decides to retrace down. Then we would expect price to come and retest one of these zones. This is the first demand zone I have marked up here. Then this one at the extreme. But I don't think price is going to drop down just yet. Because if we look at it from the 4 hours time frame, we'll see that market is still, the order flow is still heavily bullish. The order flow is still heavily bullish, so we may still continue to see higher prices. Now, if we see here, this is this was a clear demand here. Price tapped into it, broke the structure to the upside, tapped into this one here, which I didn't mark. Yeah, somewhere around here we had under demand. Price tapped into it, and now with broken structure to the upside again. Price has still tapped on another demand before the close of market on Friday, and we can see how bullish it has pushed up. So what I want to see this week is a break of this structure first. I want to see a break of this high. Then when I see the break of this high, then upon the retest, I'm going to look for longs to this place. I'll be looking for longs to as high as 111000. But first of all, I want to see a clear break of this high first because the order flow is completely bullish. It's still heavily bullish. Now, I believe that when price comes to this level, so we may now experience a drop either to this level, then the continuation, or possibly down to this, then we can see continuation to the upside. But for now, as long as the structure remains bullish, I'll only be looking for longs on DXY. So having this at the back of our mind, we'll move to Euro USD. Now, looking at Euro USD on the weekly time frame, Euro USD has tapped into some major levels as well. We can see this demand zone here on Euro USD, and I have one marked up just below it as well. I won't dwell so much on that. So Euro USD is currently at a very sweet spot, but I won't be looking for longs in Euro USD at the moment since the DXY is possibly going to go higher. I'm still going to be looking for lower prices on Euro USD. So what I'm anticipating is a possible break below 0.99000 level. Then we can anticipate price coming as low as 0.97500 level. Let's break it down on the daily time frame to see it clearly. So this is Euro USD daily time frame. We have been within this range. Now price has been ranging. If you see here, this is clearly a range that we have here. The price has been within that range and we are yet to break out of this range. So for me, I would like to see a clear breakout of this range first of all before I would be looking for any serious business on Euro USD. So maybe if I see a break below this retest, then I can sell down to 0.97500. Yeah, that's what I'll be looking at. If we look backwards, we have broken structure here. Let's see it clearly. Let's be sure. Let's mark up that zone to see if we've broken structure. Yeah, we've broken structure here clearly. Yeah, upon the close of this candle, this structure has been broken, but maybe price may still move lower a bit before we experience a retracement. Let's break it down on the 4 hours time frame clearly. All right, so this is our 4 hours time frame. This is that range that I have marked up. I still have the range marked up here. Yeah, that is the range. Price is still within that range, but if you look clearly, you can see structures forming within that range as well. Now this is our 4 hours high here, which I have marked up. We have these other zones where price can actually push back to before it reacts, but since price has not gotten there, price taps into this other supply here, and we saw a massive push to the downside. Now upon this push to the downside, look at what happened here. There was a break of structure here. Let me change this. Okay, we had a break of structure here, then we push back into this supply here, and you can see another massive push to the downside. But overall, you can see that we are failing to break below this lows. We are failing to break below that low, so that's quite a concern for me. But if you look here, there's liquidity resting here, so possibly price will come to tap that liquidity, will come to take that liquidity at the end of it all. But if you look here as well, if you look clearly, now we had a break of structure here. This is more like lower time frame structure. Now we had a break of structure here, and we had a clear supply here. Now upon the tap of this supply, we can see a sell that is already occurring. So what I really want to see is a break of this low here. Once I see a break of this area tagged H4 low, then I'll be very confident to look for sales to the downside, because just like we marked, we are currently in a demand zone, a higher time frame demand zone, marked up with this gray rectangle. So I really want to be careful what I'm doing currently on Euro USD. I really want to be careful how I trade it. But anything that makes us break below this zone, then we can look for a retest and short to as low as 0.97500. But we're going to wait for clarity first before we think of doing anything on Euro USD. If you see backwards to the top, we can see some other zones that are marked up here. We have this zone here, there's a fair value gap there, and we have this supply zone just above it. So even if for any reason price pushes back up, we're going to wait to see how price is going to react from those zones. But for now, price is not looking as if it's going back to tap on these zones. For now, I don't think they'll be mitigated now, except if we break above this supply zone marked up here. Now let's push it one more step lower. Let's see on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, I think this is clearer here. We can see the structures. Now this short-term low was broken here, and this is the retest of that zone. Now we're seeing this massive sell. So basically, above, I just want to see these lows taken. Once this low is taken, we can look for sell opportunities and look for massive sell opportunities to the downside. But if we look within here on the 15 minutes time frame, there may be an entry that we can take a quick sell, very quick sell. You can see some break of structures occurring here. Now we want to wait for price to come back into these zones, then we can short to take out the liquidity that is resting below this H4 low. But if we want to look at it from the higher time frame, it's safer for us to wait for a break below this H4 low. It's safer to wait for that break. But as a day trader, you can actually look for a nice setup within this zone here and short to take out the liquidity resting below H4 low. So that's it on Euro USD. Let's move to GBP USD quickly. All right, weekly time frame, price is also in a demand zone. Yeah, very clean demand zone here. If you look here, we had a nice low here and a high break of structure. So from this demand zone, we can experience maybe retracements back to the upside before a sell to the downside. But looking at DXY, I don't know if that's going to happen instantly. So let's break it down to the 4 hours time frame and see. So looking at the 4 hours time frame, market is bearish. The order flow is bearish, just the same way the order flow on DXY is bullish. Now, as long as we continue to experience this bearish order flow, we'll only be looking for shorts. We'll be looking for sales. For no reason will I be looking for longs until I see a change of character on this market. Now, I've marked up all the possible zones where price can react from and is currently reacting from. I have this at the top here. The price may come back for. Price has reacted on this one, but I have this zone here. Now this one, let me unlock it. Yeah, this is unmitigated. There is high possibility for price to come back into this zone, then a continuous sell to the downside. But for now, we're going to follow the order flow. But if there's one thing I'm seeing, the bearish momentum is quite weak here, but that's not enough reason for me to start looking for longs yet until I see a change of character. So we've tapped into this last supply here and we've experienced a sell, but we are yet to take this 4 hours low. This is our 4 hours low here. Let me tag it, call it H 4 low. Yeah, so that's our H4 low there. We can see that price has failed to break below that low yet. So I want to see a clear break below that low, then I can expect price to come as low as 1.4500. 1.4500 will be my target. Let's break it down on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, we have a clean setup here on the 1 hour time frame. So clearly there is liquidity resting below this low, this H4 low that we have here. So if we see here, just following the order flow, price tapped into a supply here and we saw a massive sell. Now if you look here, we had a break of structure here. This was a clear break of structure that has occurred here. We can call that BMS. Now leaving us with this fair value gap and this supply that was created here. So let's say we may see a buy back into this zone, then a push to the downside, take out the liquidity resting below those lows, and that is also going to push us down to 1.4500 level. But I would really be careful as well, because we are currently in the demand zone, a high time frame demand zone, so anything can happen. But we'll just be following order flow. Remember, we react with the market, we react with whatever we see once we have our areas marked up at a point of interest. So this will be an interesting trade that may happen next week, should happen possibly next week. But if for any reason we begin to see change of characters to the upside, then we can begin to target these other POIs that we have to the upside. So that's going to be it. GBP USD. Let's move to gold. Alright, gold has a very interesting structure because price has been reacting off this zone for a very long time. You can see it acted here as a support, multiple supports, and now price is back to that support zone again. And we had a push to the upside, but that bullish momentum was not sustained when we tapped into this weekly supply here. Upon the tap into this weekly supply, we have seen a massive sell back to the downside. But above all, this zone is still intact. We've not seen a clear break below that zone. So what I really want to see is a clear break below this zone. Let's see a break below this, a retest, then I can target as low as this point. This is another zone here that we can target. I think I can see something here. We also have try to mark that zone. We have this zone to watch as well. Yep, have this zone. Yeah, that can be demand zone, which I would also watch. So we could first expect price to come to that point first. That should be around let's get a level. That should be around 1621 level first. Then we can target 1527 or even lower. But price is still failing to break this zone. So as long as that zone remains intact, this is a point that we need to be very careful. So let's break this down to the lower time frame. So this is daily time frame. So this was that supply zone that price tapped into before we saw this massive sell to the downside. Now we had another supply zone created here, price tapped on it, and we've experienced another massive sell to the downside. So now I have marked up another supply zone here, which possibly we may see a reaction from. So I just want to see how price reacts from here, then possibly a sell to take out this low and possibly come for this one here. Now let's see it on the 4 hours time frame. Let's look for a nice setup. Okay, so all right, so this is 4 hours time frame. Now I have this zone marked up here. This is more like my 2 hours time frame supply zone. Price has tapped into it, so possibly we may see a sell from here. All you want to go do is go down to your lower time frame and look for your sell signals and look to short to the downside, because we have this daily zone which we marked up. in between that, within that daily zone rather, we have multiple supply zones where price can react from. We have one here that has been mitigated already, but that does not mean price can't come there again. Then we have this one at the top. So it's either we see a sell from this point, or price can come this high before a sell. But as long as this H4 high remains intact, I would be looking for shorts to the downside. As long as that high remains intact, I'll be looking for shorts to the downside. Okay, so this buy reaction occurred from a 4 hours demand zone here. Nice. But as long as this 4 hours high remains intact, my bias is going to be sell on euro, on gold rather. So let's move to US oil to be the last for today. So US oil, we can see a shift in market structure. A price is failing to break above this weekly high, failing to break above it. Now we have a clear demand zone here. Price is not really respecting that demand zone anymore, but okay, last week finally closed with a body below that zone. All this while it's just been weeks below that zone, but it's still a bit funny to me. It's still a bit funny, but yeah, we had a clear break below that zone. Now, if this sell continues, I'll be expecting price to come as low as 83.500 level. 83.500 level, we have under demands here, and also it aligns with this resistance here that was broken. So we'll be expecting price to come as low as 83.500 level. Let's break it down to the daily time frame. All right, so we have our daily high here and our daily low here. Then we have this weekly supply zone, which is also a daily supply zone, tapped into it, sell to the downside. So overall on a daily, all I can see is sell opportunities. Okay, I have this zone at 3.500 level, which I want to also take note of. Okay, it is this supply zone here, the demand zone rather. So 3.500 level before 82 level. Now let's break it down to see if we can see anything tradable. Okay, 4 hours time frame, we have our H4 low here. We have a supply rather here. Price tapped into it, and we are currently experiencing a sell. So for me, I'll just wait for price to take out this daily low. And when we take out this daily low upon the retest, I'm going to look for sell to 82 level. If it persists, I'll look for sell to 83.5 level rather. Then I'll look for a sell down to 82 level. Now I think this is what I'm going to be looking out for. Now I have other zones marked up here. You can see this zone here marked up, and this other zone marked up. Then we have this extreme, which I did mark up. We can just mark this extreme here as well. That's another supply zone. So if for any reason we experience a flip or a change of character, then we can expect price to come to either of these zones before we will see any other sell to downside. But for now, we have not broken this daily low, so I won't be expecting price to reverse yet. I believe strongly that price should take out this daily low first, then maybe tap into any of these key zones, then we can now experience a push to the upside. So just follow the other flow. Basically the other flow is still bearish, so we continue to follow the other flow and just ride the trend as it is going. So that's going to be it for today. Within the course of the week, I'll send out updates regarding this outlook that I've put out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel to continue to see nice content as this one. So until I come your way again, I wish you good luck and good trading.